Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, this is Pakistan International School Taif, and we are talking about grade 12, second year. And we already started transition elements, and the very important element we are discussing is called chromium. So yesterday I told you about the chromium as an oxidizing agent in organic compounds. So just for revision, I am telling you that dichromates, they release less than oxygen in presence of acid sulfuric acid. So this acts as an oxidizing agent, and alcohol oxidizes to give aldehyde, and aldehyde oxidizes to give carboxylic acid, or directly alcohol can be oxidized to give carboxylic acid. So here we today started using potassium dichromate as an oxidizing agent in titration. This is lecture number 21 to number 14. So this is a potassium dichromate. Potassium dichromate, this chromium is a positive 6. By addition of dilute sulfuric acid, acidify potassium dichromate, potassium sulfate, chromium sulfate, there is no changing of oxidation number. This chromium is going to be positive 3. And this is a nascent oxygen. This nascent oxygen is responsible for the oxidizing agent. So chromium positive 6 changes into positive 3. Itself it reduces, but it oxidizes other compounds, maybe organic, maybe inorganic, and we are talking about here in the titration. So this is the potassium dichromate oxidizing agent for the potassium iodide. How potassium iodide is going to be oxidized? Same, this is the chromium which has a positive 6 oxidation number, and this acidification is taking place. In the potassium iodide, iodide is -1 and potassium is a positive 1. So this iodide -1 on the reactant side, chromium positive 6 on the reactant side, iodide on the reactant side. So it is going to change into this chromium positive 3, and you are seeing that this iodine is 0, like this. So positive 6 changes into positive 3, this is called reduction. There is a reduction in the chromium, and iodide is going to be oxidized by the loss of electrons. So this is a iodine air. So like this. So this iodine is 0. So chromium positive 6 changes into positive 3, and this chromium positive 6 changes into positive 3, and iodide -1 changes into 0. So this is a redox. This is a redox reaction, and in the titration, I told you in the previous lecture maybe that there are many kinds of titrations, acid-base titrations, redox titrations, and iodomatic titration. So this redox titration. In this titration, there is a self-oxidation reduction. From the outside, we don't use indicator. Self-oxidation reduction reactions. Highly colored compounds are going to be used. Potassium dichromate, which is in orange color, we use. Sulfuric acid is going to be helping for the oxidation process, and the iodide is going to be oxidized. So this is the chemical reaction we use in the lab. In the laboratory, we use for the redox reactions. Another one, students. Again, chromium, potassium dichromate, positive 6. And this is now iron sulfate, ferrous sulfate, light green color. Very light green and small granules for the ferrous sulfate we have in the laboratory. Acidify. So here is a positive 2 for the iron. So during the titration in the burette and pipette dilation, so So we have to see the color changing. There is no need for addition indicator from the outside, because these are the self-indicating reactions. So here again you are seeing chromium with a +3 and ferrous changes into ferric. So same chromium +6 plus iron +2 changes into chromium +3 and iron +3. That is. So this chromium +6 changes into +3. This is called reduction. And iron +2 changes into iron +3. This is called oxidation. So that's why in the both chemical reaction, if we do titration in the laboratory, the potassium dichromate is a highly colored compound. After acidification, after acidify, it acts as a powerful oxidizing agent. It oxidizes iodine, iron to iodine, free iodine. It oxidizes iron 2 to iron 3. So these are the redox reactions again. This reaction already I told you, if you see the previous, just one page previous, this is the ethanol, and when you put the potassium dichromate, acidification sulfuric acid. So when potassium dichromate, sulfuric acid, this is a chemical. This is the common for all. This reaction is common. Actually, nascent oxygen is prepared for the oxidation. So this reaction is same for all, because you are seeing nascent oxygen is prepared. So I have written already here. Potassium dichromate, sulfuric acid, we acidified. Nascent oxygen is formed, prepared. It oxidizes ethanol to acetaldehyde. Ethanol. You will do with organic chemistry. So this is the ethanol acetaldehyde. So further, if you give excess of nascent oxygen, then same conditions, this aldehyde ethanol again oxidizes in the presence of nascent oxygen, and you will get a carboxylic acid. Acetic acid is going to be produced. So these chemical reactions are titration, and this is the organic chemical reaction where the potassium dichromate acts as an oxidizing agent, and you can see the chemical reactions which are given in your book. There is one chemical reaction above this one. Actually, remember this one. In the book, there is some mistake. There is a mistake. Potassium dichromate, sulfuric acid, potassium sulfate, chromium sulfate, water, and nascent oxygen. This is the proper chemical reaction to show the nascent oxygen. In this chemical reaction, if you see page number 79, if this is wrong, then I have written this one. So this is the same chemical reaction is given here. There is one more I am going to write. So this is students' main reaction which you have to remember. Write first this chemical reaction to show nascent oxygen which oxidizes the iodide to iodine, iron 2 to iron 3, alcohol to aldehyde, aldehyde to carboxylic acid. So I am not going to remove this first equation. There is one more chemical reaction in organic chemistry for the oxidation. There is number D. This is a common. So there is a trichloromethane or triiodomethane. This is a trichloromethane, chloroform. And you are seeing when you write the nascent oxygen, so my advice is write in the square bracket. Already I put here, same this one. Put in the square bracket. This is a nascent oxygen which is formed by potassium dichromate and dilute sulfuric acid. Now this trichloromethane, which is a chloroform, is going to be used, prepared to form a phosphine gas, COCl2, and free chlorine and water. So in this reaction, this chloride is a negative 1 charge and this chlorine is going to be 0. There is oxidation in chlorine. So this chemical reaction is also a redox reaction because chromium positive 6 changes into chromium positive 3, and by the liberation of the nascent oxygen. There is another chemical reaction, organic reaction. This is a benzene, and there is a amine group. This compound is called aniline. We call it aniline. This big ring, not small. I will put alternate 3 bonds. This is the aniline. So nascent oxygen, same conditions. Potassium dichromate, dilute sulfuric acid for the oxidation purpose. So you will get this organic compound, and this organic compound is P for para benzoquinone. P for para benzoquinone. This is going to be formed and oxidation takes place because there is no oxygen in this compound and there are 2 oxygen elements are there. There is going to be oxidation there. So dear students, these are the chemical reactions for the chromium and uses in different purposes in the lab. We use organic chemistry use and other uses we've done for the chromium. So this is about the chromium, and there are the quick quiz you must solve. How dichromate ion is converted into the chromate? I told you when you acidify a dichromate changes into chromium 3, and if you put the hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide, alkali, it changes into dichromate. So this is a vice versa, and this chemical reaction is given in the previous pages. In which titration endpoint is clear potassium dichromate or potassium permanganate. So these are the redox reactions. We don't use the indicators. So by addition of dilute sulfuric acid, so endpoint you will get generally we call it is light pink. What color changes when acid, lead, nitrate solution are added separately in potassium dichromate solution? So these reactions may be given in the organic chemistry here. Now we have another very important transition metal atom, very important transition metal atom, which is called manganese. So this is another very important element present in the D block elements, transition element, which is called manganese. In this topic we will discuss number one is oxidation states of manganese, simple reactions of manganese 2 ions reactions of manganese to ions in a solution. Number 3, number the oxidation states, and this number 2, use of potassium permanganate. Potassium permanganate, KMnO4, oxidation state of manganese is +7. And potassium manganate, this is the potassium manganate. The oxidation number is -2 × -8, so this is +6. Potassium permanganate and potassium manganate, and this potassium permanganate, which is oxidation number 7, is a purple color, and this one is a green color in solution. So these we are going to discuss here. So one by one. The oxidation states. There are many oxidation states of manganese, but +2, +4, and +7, 6 is here. It's not going to be used. These are the common. Most stable oxidation states of manganese are +2, +4, and +7. Potassium permanganate is also highly colored compound, so it is also act as a powerful oxidizing agent. So potassium permanganate, highly colored compound, acts as powerful oxidizing agent. Same reason for the potassium dichromate. The course of reaction depends upon whether the conditions oxidation takes place. Number 1, in alkaline medium. Number 2, neutral. Number 3, acidic. So these are the 3 conditions where potassium permanganate acts as an oxidizing agent. So number 1 is you are seeing in alkaline solution, potassium permanganate is going to be used as an oxidizing agent in alkaline medium, where the +7 changes into +6. So potassium permanganate +7, and this is a potassium hydroxide. This is in alkaline conditions, basic conditions. So potassium permanganate +7 in the presence of potassium hydroxide alkaline. So you will get this compound which is called potassium manganate. So oxidation number of manganese is +6, and water is going to be formed, and also nascent oxygen is going to be formed, which is going to be used as an oxidation. Nascent oxygen, as you done in the potassium dichromate, there was nascent oxygen, and also nascent oxygen is going to be formed here. So this is a +7 changes into +6. Itself it reduces and it acts as an oxidizing agent. And already I told you this color is a purple color and this color is a green color, which is already written here. So +6 changes into +7 to +6. And the chemical reaction, this is the unstable one. potassium manganate positive 6 is unstable, so it is going to be changed into manganese dioxide. So manganese dioxide has a positive 4 in manganese oxidation number. Again there is a reduction. So potassium hydroxide is going to be formed, and again nascent oxygen is going to be formed. So this is a positive 6 changes into positive 4, and this reduction and nascent oxygen is going to be formed to oxidizing agent. So this is the green color already I told you, and this is the colorless. This solution is colorless. So no color is there. So positive 6 changes into positive 4. So positive 7 changes into positive 6, and positive 6 changes into positive 4. So this is this chemical reaction in alkaline media. Now, in the acidic medium, number 2, and acid. In acidic medium, you have here potassium permanganate. Potassium permanganate is a powerful oxidizing agent, I told you, which is used organic and both inorganic reactions. It's going to be used. So potassium permanganate already we discussed in the basic media, alkaline media, neutral media, acidic media. So here we are talking about organic. You don't maybe to remember in the grade 10 the chemical reaction is given. So this is a testing of carbon-carbon double bond. Testing of carbon-carbon double bond, if you have a compound which is colorless containing double covalent bond, how we ensure that there is a double covalent bond? So students, this is the potassium permanganate, which is powerful oxidizing agent, and we are talking about in acidic media. So this is a water, H2O, and it forms manganese dioxide, potassium hydroxide, and nascent oxygen, which is responsible for the oxidation purpose. So this is the potassium permanganate. Carbon-carbon double bond is going to be changed into different compounds. So you can see here there is ethene. This is the ethene. Has a double covalent bond. So this nascent oxygen in presence of water going to be changed into manganese dioxide, potassium hydroxide, and the compound is glycol. Formula is known in your book. This is the ethylene glycol. Generally, we write in this form. This is the ethylene. This is the ethylene glycol, potassium hydroxide 2 moles, manganese oxide 2 moles. Because of you are seeing oxygen 3, so whole this chemical reaction is going to be multiplied by 3. This whole is going to be multiplied by 3. So this is the ethylene glycol. So what happens? Actually, this potassium permanganate color is purple. Okay? and glycol is colorless. So when you have potassium permanganate water, it forms nascent this oxygen. So as you put the pass ethene gas, so the color of potassium permanganate is going to be changed into colorless. This indicates that the organic compound, the gas which is used contain double covalent bond. This is also used for triple covalent bond also. But if you have methane gas saturated, this potassium permanganate color is not going to be changed. So dear students, there is the chemical reaction in the two steps: potassium permanganate, water, manganese dioxide, potassium hydroxide, 3 moles of nascent oxygen. Then ethene, nascent oxygen, water. You will get ethylene glycol. So this ethylene glycol colorless is going to form. If you add the reactions, you will get the overall reactions by addition. The purple color of potassium permanganate is going to be colorless. So this is the organic test for the chemical reaction, double bond testing. You will do in organic chemistry like this one. So another chemical reaction is hydrazine. Oxidation of hydrazine. Potassium permanganate acidified, 3 moles of sulfuric acid. Again same chemical reaction I am writing: potassium sulfate and manganese sulfate, 3 water molecules and 5 nascent oxygen. So this manganese has a positive 7 and this manganese has a positive 2. There is a reduction and you are seeing nascent oxygen is going to be produced here. So this is a hydrazine. This is a formula of hydrazine. So this nascent oxygen, there is a nascent oxygen here, this one. So it is going to be changed into free nitrogen. So this is going to be oxidized and water is going to be formed. Overall multiplication 5, so I will multiply by this, and this chemical reaction is overall multiplied by 2. So you are going to see here 2 5s are 10, 2 5s are 10. So this oxygen nascent is going to be cancelled out. And if you write the whole reaction, this is multiplied by 4. That's why potassium permanganate 4 moles. 4 moles of potassium permanganate. 2 are here and 2 is here. So 4 potassium permanganate. 6 sulfuric acid, 3 2s are 6 sulfuric acid are here, and 5 moles of hydrazine and 2H4 hydrazine is going to be changed into free nitrogen, 2 moles of potassium sulfate and 4 moles of manganese sulfate and 16 moles of water and 5 moles of nitrogen free, which is going to be oxidized. So this is the potassium sulfate. It's multiplied by 2 overall. So I write 2 here. Manganese sulfate. So this is the manganese sulfate. There are 4 also. So 2 multiplied by 2, 4 manganese sulfate. And 2 3 are 6, and also multiply water. Total there are 16 water molecules. So you can see this one. Only 6, not 16. Wrong in book. In book not 66 only. 3 and 2, 6 water molecules and nitrogen. So this is another very important chemical reaction is here for the organic chemistry, that how hydrazine is going to be oxidized. There is one more chemical reaction, then I stop. This is a very important chemical reaction, organic chemistry. You will see in the organic. So there is an oxidation of aromatic side chain. Oxidation of aromatic side chain. This is the toluene. What do you call this? Toluene. This toluene and this one is ethylene benzene or ethyl benzene. Yes. So, when we put the potassium permanganate alkaline, potassium permanganate and heat it. So this toluene and ethylene benzene or ethyl benzene is going to be oxidized to give benzoic acid. And there is a very important point you will do also in the organic chemistry. Whatever may be the chain, if there is one carbon, toluene 2 carbons, ethyl 3 carbons, propyl benzene, butyl benzene, but the main product will be always benzoic acid. Extra carbon, these extra carbon change into carbon dioxide gas. Whatever may be the chain here of carbon, the main product will be benzoic acid. So here also written in your book, in the case of ethyl side chain, you will also get carbon dioxide gas with the extra carbon, but the product will be benzoic acid. With the longer side chain, you will get all sorts of mixture of other products, but each case the main product will be benzoic acid. So the main product will be benzoic acid. So thank you very much. Inshallah, in the next topic, we will discuss potassium permanganate oxidizing agent in titration. As we done previously, oxidizing agent for potassium dichromate in titration. So in the next lecture we will do this one. So practice these chemical reactions. Okay, Assalamu alaikum.